Welcome guys, back to Risk for Generational Wealth. My name is Barrett, and on today's episode, we will be discussing intentionality behind your relationships. So when you're looking at all the small things that happen day to day, how you greet your partner, how you interact with your partner consistently throughout the day, that will completely dictate the macro or the larger part of your relationship. So I saw a couple different videos recently of different ways when you first come home, how you can greet your partner and how that affects things. So the first way is typical of a lot of us. We had a long day, you come home, you perhaps look down, you see I gotta go sit on the couch, you drop your stuff off, and you completely kind of walk past your partner. You say, hey, how's it going? How was your day? Great. And you just move on and you get back to watching TV, to self-indulging, and to quieting the stress that is built up throughout your day. Instead, guys, something that I've seen that is amazing is as soon as you get home, your partner comes up to you, greets you with a big hug, gives you a kiss, gives you love, and looks deep into your eyes with intentionality, says, hey, how was your day? I love you, whatever it is. But those small things completely change the course of the relationship. Not only when you hug do you feel better for both of you, but you create that closeness and you create that understanding that when you come home, there will be that love there waiting for you. And it really also reshapes the home and the feel of the hominess and the vibe that you get at your house. Also, guys, the small things too, how you speak to your partner, I guess, is very important too. So, pretty obvious, guys, but you never want to raise your voice at your partner. You never want to swear. You want to be extremely mindful of any negative talk towards your partner too. When you're in a relationship with somebody, you have to be the one to build that person up too. Of course, it's up to them as individuals to maintain their own baseline. We're all in charge of our own ships. But when you're working with somebody and when you're in a partnership with somebody, that's a healthy partnership, is one that they build each other up. And so for me personally, I'm always saying, you're beautiful, you're amazing, you're smart, you're athletic, you just, of course, like authentically, you're not just listing these things off and saying, yeah, you're great, cool. But you're actually give them deep meaning behind what you're saying and say, you were amazing for this. You did great with that. And if you can make that come across authentically, guys, these actions build and compound over time. And it's again, like it's not up to you to build the self-esteem of your partner, but when it's reciprocated, when these actions happen on both sides, it creates for a very beautiful relationship. And guys, I'm just trying to say this because I think these are a lot of basic things that we know in our relationships day to day, but that we forget. And we just get used to doing the same thing again and again, and you miss out on the things that are important. Perhaps cuddling up for a movie. Perhaps the small things too, like getting your partner flowers. And if flowers aren't the thing for them, you think exactly what is going to be a meaningful impact for my partner? What is something that they really like? And for me and my partner, whenever I know that she absolutely loves dinner dates and loves to go out to somewhere fancy, to dress up, to look nice, and I always give compliments and say, you look amazing, this is a great style. I feel you were so brave to actually go out there with that unique outfit. The same applies to me. I wear some weird, crazy stuff. But the point being is you want to affirm a lot of their choices. You want to give them that positive reinforcement. And you want to look to make impact in the areas that are actually going to be impactful for them, not for you guys. And this goes deeper into something that we'll get into later chapters, which are the different love languages of partners. And so you have to understand what your partner's love language is whether they like getting gifts, whether they like words of affirmation or physical touch, and you meet them there with that. So this is more about just general relationships with your partner. But something else, guys, that I was thinking about was, I'm sure you've heard the word microaggressions. When people are aggressive in small ways that are hard to kind of pick up on right away, but maybe you realize it later. A word that I came across with my friend the other day was micropositivity. And so you're kind and you're positive in these small ways, which is very rare in this world. And, you know, I try to practice it with my best friend all the time, where I say, mate, you're doing so good in this area. Don't ever forget, don't ever let up. You did great in this area and this area too. And it's again comes from an authentic place, guys. You don't want to just say, you're great, but you have like an authentic, genuine compliment. And something like that, especially for guys out there, because we don't usually get a lot of, you know, that positive feedback from the world. So putting that out there for your friends and for those that are close to you, and really paying attention to the ways you can affect the micro positivity in your environment, changes everything, guys. It makes you a more desirable person to be around. It enhances all of your relationships on multiple levels. And I find that me as an individual, I love to spread positivity. My mentality is, if you're feeling negative, keep it to yourself. I mean, of course, you need to share with therapists, or if you need to talk it out, that's fine. But for the majority of the world, keep your negativity to yourself. And if you feel positive, spread that positivity as much as you can. And I swear, if the world did this, we would all be so much better off. We would have a much more respectful society. People would feel good. And, you know, it goes back to the balance of like, well, what is it like out there? I mean, most people aren't that way. Most people kind of keep to themselves. They have their aggression. But the beautiful thing is, guys, there are a select few people out there that do this. You know, I was at Home Depot the other day with all 4 dogs in the car getting ready to go. And this lady goes by and she's like, what's your favorite plant for your dogs? Which, odd question, because I don't think the dogs like plants, but I sensed the positivity in her, and just that she was a beautiful soul looking to spread a little bit of positivity and connection. And so, of course, like I willfully engaged and gave some positivity back. And guys, these are the kind of exchanges that you want in your life. So on a micro positivity level, and at a core with your main relationships, think about the ways that you can affect the relationship in small ways. It doesn't always need to be some grandiose gift. Many times too, guys, you don't need to spend all this money, because we as humans crave the connection the most. You can only buy so many things and then it's gone. The experiences with the people that you care about matter the most. So I hope that I gave you just a little bit of perspective for the day, guys. Something to look at in the course of your relationships. And I hope that you have better relationships with those close to you, and that you can also be a light of positivity for the world. Thank you. This is Risk for Generational Wealth. We're continuing to form ourselves to be better people, and I thank you for being on this journey with me.